And we're back here at Lrtn Live with your co-host, McGarris Jackson.
And your host, Fuchsia Shade.
And we are here at the Fusion Spice Bar and Grill with the owner, the one and only, Mr. Monty Tito, also known as Mr. Tito. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm well.
So, one of the questions that we really want to ask is, how did you start this business? How did you get into entrepreneurship?
That's a big question, but in a nutshell, I always wanted to own my own. I always wanted to make sure that I can provide for myself and dictate how I want my life to be versus working for someone else all the time. So that was the ignition to start entrepreneurship, because I was always a self-starter and want to make sure that my faith is in my hands versus someone else's.
So now, we know that you're an entrepreneur, you're a mogul, is what I would call you, a mogul. With all the things you got going on, can you tell us about what you're doing for the Liberian community?
Well, personally, to be honest, it's not much because I haven't seen much opportunities to give back to my Liberian community. But nevertheless, I do want to do a lot for the community. I'm always open to new ideas. I'm an IT engineer by trade. I do nightlife now, but at the same time, I'm always willing and open to give back to our community. So whenever an opportunity arises, I want to be in the forefront to make sure that in one way or next, I can help my fellow Liberians, my fellow Africans, and my fellow black, just being black as a whole, to give back to the community. Even where I do business, I will always want to give back to the community. So I always look for opportunities, and whenever an opportunity arises, I will step up to the challenge and give back.
So what advice would you give for young Liberian or even just young African American, black, anyone from black descent, entrepreneurs that's trying to get their foot wet in the business?
Well, whether you're black, blue, or purple, it doesn't matter who you are and what race you are. Just to be an entrepreneur, it takes dedication and hard work. So it's not a matter of race, it's a matter of the individual. If you're ready to step up and lead and put in hard work, you can do it. But it's a sacrifice. It's a major sacrifice. It comes family, it comes business, it comes relationships that you're going to build that make you become an entrepreneur, because you're responsible for so much. You're responsible for other people's lives as you grow to be an entrepreneur, because now you're at the forefront trying to make sure that these other people that are looking up to you can actually sit back and rely on you. So it's not about just a simple word of how I can be an entrepreneur. The sacrifice that comes with it, you have to be prepared and ready for it. And even as well as you prepare, sometimes there's obstacles, like in everyday life, there's obstacles. So by being a leader, you're told, and your weight of responsibility is magnified now. So you got to be ready. It's not a 9 to 5, not at all. It's not an 8 to 4. It's not a 7 to 3. It's about average 18 hours a day. 4 hours sleep and 2 hours showering and eating when you become an entrepreneur. It's tough work. But once you have a drive and you have that passion for what you want to do, you can accomplish it.
Well, it's dope to see another Liberian entrepreneur. It gives hope to others out there that it can be done,
Absolutely.
With some discipline, it can be done.
Absolutely.
So I want to ask you, we're here at your place of business celebrating and viewing the election of Miss AJAVON. Can you please tell our viewers how you and AJAVON are connected?
Well, I call her my big sis. We're not blood related, but she's my big sis because since I got to know her and have followed her and see what she has done and her credentials and what she has given back, it makes me proud as a fellow black person to say, you're my sister. So we took that toll as sister and brother from day one. We actually are related by marriage. And when she came in here the first day, I didn't know that. But through conversations, I got to know, oh my God, hold up, man. Your this and that is married to my this and that. That's my family. And it was like, oh my God, call him. Call him right now. Let me find out I'm here. Call her. Let me find out she's here. And that's how the connection became. So it's a small world. You never know who is who. But through relationships and family and marriage, that's how we became brothers and sisters. And that's how we look at each other now, every day, as brothers and sisters.
So what does it mean to you for Miss AJAVON to be having her campaign event here at your bar and grill?
It's an honor. It's an honor. It's an honor to see that, not just because she's African or Liberian, it's because she's a female running for one of the highest seats in Wilmington. That alone, society have knocked being a female running for certain positions. And to see that accomplishment as an individual also, it takes great pride to honor her, to say, you want to celebrate what you're doing at my venue. It makes me proud and happy. You understand? It's not a matter of just her. Anyone could have been in that position, but just to be here and to say, wow, your accomplishment, you want to take pride in it, and you want to see your results at my business, is a win-win all day. And I'm proud of her.
And we winning all day. And the last question we have for you is, how can we as a network here at Lrtn collab with a mogul like you, an entrepreneur like you? How can our network be of assistance to you and your business? And vice versa.
Well, exactly. I was about to say that. We can spin that both ways. As minorities, we have to network because our resources are limited. So we have to network. We have to set aside the jealousy, the envies of each other, that when we see one person rising, is I want to bring them down versus elevate them to another level, enhance them to another level. Pat them on the back, say, brother, a sister, you're doing well. How can I be a vehicle to enhance what you're doing? How can I put in a penny to help what you're doing? And I look for that all day to patrons that walk in here to see that you come and support me. Yes, race matter, but at the end of the day, business is still business. The product you're selling, it has to be legit. It has to be of a certain quality for people to support you. And that's what AJAVON has done. She has put in the work. She has put in the labor. And she's at this stage that we all need to support her. Not because she's black, but her credentials is what we have to support. Versus a counterpart that basically don't have the credentials, but might, by chance, win because the color of her skin. So unfair, but that's how the world is. So we have to continuously support each other. We have to support each other. Don't just talk about it. Be at the forefront to say that I'm voting. I'm calling my friends. Go vote. Go let the people know that this person's resume qualifies them for that position, and not just winning by color of the skin.
Thank you very much. We will definitely be going on break. We want to thank Mr. Tito for this interview. Thank you for letting us come into your place of business, Thank you for, sitting with us with Lrtn. We're definitely going to go on a break. Make sure you're liking, sharing, subscribing, and we'll be back.
And we'll be right back with the election.
T. Floyd.
K-Slab, baby.
Every day I pray for love to come my way, and I got you today, and it's like my whole life is great. Girl, I never thought I'd fall like this. I always thought I'd be a playboy. I never thought I'd treat a girl real. Yeah, yeah. I never thought you'd steal my heart. I never thought you'd play the part. I never thought you'd be my wife.
That's why I be the pepe. I be the pepe. I be the pepe. And you be my pepe. Oh, you be my pepe. Oh, you be my pepe.
True love, real love. Fight, I will play, but nah, true love. Angel, she's an angel. Fight, I was Sakao, see me trying to use her. She came and she changed me, showed me romance, and she told me she loved me, told me she loved me. Full of compassion, she's my companion. I told her I love her, told her I love her. Girl, I never thought I'd fall like this. I always thought I'd be a playboy. I never thought I'd treat a girl real. Yeah, yeah. I never thought you'd steal my heart. I never thought you'd play the part. I never thought you'd be my wife.
That's why I be the pepe. I be the pepe. I be the pepe. And you be my pepe. Oh, you be my pepe. Oh, you be my pepe. No ma, maybe I was on trauma, so I never saw love in your eyes, ma. Now I see, yeah. You a real woman, you deserve a real man, and it's the real time that you get it. Now me.
Every day I pray for love to come my way, and I got you today, and it's like my whole life is great.
That's why I be the pepe. I be the pepe. I be the pepe. And you be my pepe. Oh, you be my pepe. Oh, you be my pepe. I be the pepe. I be the pepe. I be the pepe. And you be my pepe. Oh, you be my pepe. Oh, you be my pepe.
Floyd Nation, House of Hits.
Beef and records.
You know, tunes like BR.com.
Yeah, I'm on set ready. Blessings on blessings, you call me blessings. These my blessings can all be touching. I know my level, my man, don't stress me. The puppy bless me, so I'm here to party. I want war, you're a zombie. I want body, that pro, you're a zombie. Batting up, bring a yellow zombie. I got a party, people dancing, you're a zombie. Sanko, me, I want to wear like Paco. Waiter, bring the liquor. The poor man, someone spend the paper. Waiter, bring the liquor. The poor man, someone spend the paper. I said nobody, I want party. go down low. Want you to find it slow. Mama, you rock the show. I'm ready to spend some more. And I'm gonna, you know, sit down, I'm gonna check it. See, I see no time for check.
Gotta pull in. Here we go.
And we are back.
Welcome back to LRTN. We are here with Miss AJAVON.
Miss AJAVON, how are you tonight?
I'm nervous. My nerves are shot, but other than that, I'm doing well.
Totally understandable. Because tonight is such a big night for you. Can I ask you, prior to actually running, can you give us at least a little bit about your platforms or your occupations or your jobs that you were doing prior to running?
Well, I am a small businesswoman. I own a consulting practice where we focus on mediating cases between families who are going through divorce, custody, child support. We mediate union cases and civil rights cases. We also arbitrate unemployment cases and negotiate labor contracts. I also am a founder of a nonprofit fatherhood initiative program where we focus on single and reentry fathers in the community. We encourage them on their proper decorum in court. Offer a program called Court Smart, which is a curriculum I wrote. And in that curriculum, we teach them financial literacy, entrepreneurship skills, resume building, job searching, and co-parenting. I am also an adjunct professor at Wilmington University. I teach conflict resolution and mediation skills to others, juniors and seniors who are in the behavioral and social sciences program. I also am a lecturer at University of Delaware in Women in Politics and at University of Pennsylvania. I'm a huge community activist. I do a lot of work in the community. I feed people in the community. I help people find jobs. I give them resources. I develop a program, not so much a program, but a community talk called Barbershop Conversation, where I go to various barbershops in the community, and we have conversations with the men that are attendees, and we talk about their rights and responsibility, how to communicate effectively with your attorney or your judge, and how to present yourself appropriately in court. So those are some of the little things that I do here in Delaware, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and now Baltimore. I also do alternative dispute resolution in 4 African countries: Liberia, Ghana, Togo, Benin. And also within that ADR that I do, alternative dispute resolution, we bring awareness to domestic violence, sex trafficking, and conflict resolution. So I'm very busy.
Totally. And like a boss woman you are, like I said in the past interview.
So, what are some of the events that took place leading up to tonight's big event? Like, what was the process? What did you have to go to? What did you have to endure so the people can know?
Wow, politically, you have to have a thick skin. In order to endure any difficulties that come along, any negative approaches from your opponent, you just have to be open, clear, concise, and detailed when you're dealing with the public. Now, to get me prepared, I pray a lot. So if I did not have my Lord with me, guiding me, protecting me, I probably would have had I would probably go crazy. But with that being said, you know, you have to have a passion for public service, and it's something that I have a passion for. It's public service. I like serving my public. I have a master's in public administration, which dealing with budgeting matters, dealing with the public, creating new programs and creating new innovative ways to engage the public and move the business along. So, you know, you have to know how to conduct a business, you have to know how to conduct an office. And there's so many things that prepared me for this run. You know, patience is another good thing to have when you're running for any public office. So yes, I think those are the things that have really propelled me in making a decision to run for public office.
So we got an opportunity to talk to someone from your camp. You're a fundraiser coordinator, and she spoke many good things about you. Can you tell us how helpful, how useful your team has been to you?
Oh my God, my team, I can't even say how much my team has been helpful to me. My team has been my backbone. They have been there to support me through thick and thin. When I fall, they're there to pick me up. When I'm standing tall, they're there to praise me. You know, when I need advice, I don't mind going to my team. When I need prayer, if I need someone to pray with me, I go to my team. My team has been 100%. You know, in the beginning, I was running for one race and I switched over to run for the other. My team 100% supported me with no questions asked, no doubting. They just said, whatever you do, we support you. You know, yesterday I had someone, I was relaying to them that I had about 39, 40 volunteers. And that person was taken back. It's like, wow, how did you do it? How do you get people to volunteer and to be interested in the position that you're running for? And before I could answer, the person said, oh, I know, you're Aja. You have a reputation, a personality that would really engage someone and want someone to do something for you. And I thank God for that spirit of discernment and that spirit of friendship that God has placed in my life. And I'm so happy that I'm able to make friends and build bridges and build long-lasting relationships with people. So I'm really grateful for that. I'm grateful for my team. Every last one of my team members have been 100% volunteer. We have not given them not one red penny. Yes, so that's what you call dedication. Dedication, dedication, dedication.
It goes from being a team to becoming a family, so that's beautiful to see.
Absolutely. They are my family now. So instead of me having 3 children biologically, I have several other children. Because I made a joke that the millennials ran my campaign, and they did. So, yes.
We also got a chance to speak with your daughter, Bria. And we just wanted to know, how has your family really impacted you and impact this whole journey throughout this campaign?
They've been very supportive. I mean, throughout the campaign, my youngest child had to leave and go away to the Navy, boot camp, and then now he's in Chicago. So that was very difficult for me. I mean, he left May 27th. I couldn't go into his bedroom to clean. You would think that he had passed, but he just went to Chicago. And you know how Liberian people say, oh, he was my handbag? So he literally went everywhere with me. Because my older 2 children are a lot older than he is. My daughter is, you know, my son is. I'm not going to call any ages because she's right here. They're going to kill me. But they're a lot older than their younger sibling. So when he left, May 27th, I literally did not go into his bedroom until August 30th. Because I felt, you know, when I went in there, I would cry. Even though I know I would see him again, but because of COVID, after boot camp, he couldn't come home. So I haven't seen him since May 27th. And I couldn't talk to him when he was in boot camp. So it made it even more difficult. So I had to deal with that during the COVID and during the campaign. And then and they worked the polls, and they you know, garner voters, you know, encourage them to come and vote for their mom. And you know, the thing about it is, they didn't say come vote for my mom because that would have been an easy way out, right? But they laid it out where they put it where this woman come vote for AJAVON. These are her qualifications and her qualities. Because you don't want people to say, oh, I'm just going to vote for her because that's your mommy. No. So I'm glad I have raised my children well. Both have graduated from college. Rhea graduated from Lynchburg College, and Tony graduated from Lincoln University. So HBCU in the house. But yes, definitely. So, I mean, they're very encouraging. They're supportive. You see, they're still here. And, you know, and Tony just came off the plane yesterday from Houston, Texas, drove from the airport straight to my house and started doing stuff for the campaign for today. Bria drove in. She lives in Maryland. Drove in last night. Started doing stuff on the campaign. So we didn't go to bed until like 4:30 this morning. Well, I don't think Tony slept.
Going to bed 4:30 this morning, and I believe you had to be at the pool at 7 a.m., correct?
Yes, and we had to leave the house at 6:30.
Oh, wow. So you had literally no sleep. I just
None.
want you guys to know how hard Miss AJAVON has worked to make it so far, to make it to where she is right now. I mean, she's only talked about a little bit of what she's endured, not everything. So just want the people to really understand everything you're going through to get this position.
It is very, very difficult. It has been, you know, heart palpitating right now because we're so close in the polls. And as you all know, with polls, it ain't over until the fat lady sing. So it's close, and hopefully we'll take this and win this. A vote is a vote. If I win it by one vote, I've won it, right? So it was a very difficult race. You know, my opponent was very negative from the first moment they jumped in and tried to slander me and use negative connotations and sent out derogatory and derogatory letters against me, disparaging letters. And you know, I refused to retaliate because at the end of the day, my reputation still stands. I own a consulting practice. I have a nonprofit. If I retaliate in a negative way, people wouldn't remember that I was defending myself and my reputation. They would say, oh, look how evil she is. Or look how ignorant she is. Why is she attacking this woman? But it's not the case. I didn't do no such thing. I just left it and just prayed to the Most High to deliver me through that, through that problems. And He did.
And you know what they say about any weapons formed against God's children?
They will never prosper.
Okay.
So the weapons can form, but they will definitely not prosper.
Yes, absolutely.
So and that just says so much about your character and who you are and your faith and what you believe in and what you stand for. A lot of young women, can look up to that and say, okay, this is how to do it. This is how to carry yourself. This is how to treat people who do you dirty or who treat you negative. You turn it around for your good.
Now, is there something that you can take from this campaign that you would share to your viewers or to another candidate of a different position? Anything from this actual campaign?
Yes. One thing I would like to share with my viewers and another candidate about a campaign: know your precincts. I ran a county-wide race, which is by far the largest county in the state of Delaware based on population. 60%, less than 60% of the Delaware population lives in Newcastle County. So you're accounting for nearly everyone here. So it was very difficult. The precincts, the districts, get to know them, get to know the leaders in those districts, and make sure that you gain their trust and their support. And I think it's important.
Well, I kind of just love seeing you run a campaign with such integrity. That's something that is not used in politics often, is having the integrity to actually mean what you say and say exactly what you mean. So to see that coming into fruition and from a Liberian at that, it makes it all more honorable to be here, sitting alongside you. Well, the second time sitting alongside you, which is still honorable, you know. But
Every time gets better, I guess.
it does.
It was an honor for me to finally meet you because I've been reading up on you and everything you've been doing in the community, you know, everything you've been doing in your hometown. So just meeting you, period, for me was really, really fun. I was like, okay, she's coming, but I didn't want to be like just on you. So just sitting here with you right now is amazing for me. I just want you to know how proud we are of you. Regardless, we are proud and you deserve to be celebrated regardless.
And celebrated she shall. And as we wait for the results to come in, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with Miss AJAVON and the lovely Fuchsia.
Fuchsia today.
Here at LRTN Live, and we'll be right back. And welcome back to LRTN Live, and we are here in Wilmington, Delaware at Fusion Spice with the lovely AJAVON as her votes come in for election for Clerk of Peace of Newcastle County, Delaware. How are you?
I'm well.
So I know as votes come in, it's very nerve-wracking. But as we come to a close with our interview, I wanted to ask, is there any last message? Actually, I wouldn't even really want to ask that. I really want to ask. What I really want to ask is, if you do win or if you do lose, what's next for AJAVON?
Well, regardless of the results, win or lose, I still have to run a company. I still have to maintain the status quo of being a businesswoman and an entrepreneur, a philanthropist, a professor. Those things do not go away whether I win or lose. I still have to maintain it. So when the results do come in, I mean, we're very close, and I'm still going to be optimistic. You know, I do want to take at least 2 days just to sleep, regardless of the result. I just need to sleep for 2 days straight. Turn my phone on, no contact with outside world.
Maybe hopping on a plane, going to a different city. That might help.
Yes, that's some of the things too, but I can't right now because I have to get back to work full force. I had to put my company aside. My team, my staff have been very good. They've been helping me run the company in my absence, so I need to get back to work. You know?
Well, you heard it here first at LRTN. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with us here at Fusion Spice Bar and Grill, a Liberian-owned bar and grill. And just thank you so much for inviting us here to be here. This is an honor to be here. You know, to do this interview for you, it is just over the top, and we're just overwhelmed with joy. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you for coming.
And please remember to like, follow, and subscribe LRTN on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
And we are your hosts, Fuchsia Shade,
and McGarris Jackson.